Men, you're about to learn the truth about women that most guys miss. In the dating world today, there are hidden weaknesses that women have, and understanding these weaknesses can change the game. If you know how to spot them and how to react, you'll immediately elevate your position with women. But here's the catch. Most men are too busy trying to impress women or chase after them that they miss these subtle signals that could shift the power dynamic in their favor. You've been told to be yourself or to play it cool, but that's not enough. It's about understanding women on a deeper level, knowing what they fear, what they hide, and what makes them vulnerable. When you have that insight, you no longer need to chase or beg for attention. Instead, you become a man who knows exactly how to deal with her weaknesses without even trying. Here's the thing. Women are complex. They want to be seen, heard, and valued, but at the same time, they have emotional triggers and psychological pressures they try to mask. Understanding these hidden weaknesses will give you a sense of control, allowing you to deal with situations confidently and decisively. These weaknesses are not flaws, they are human nature. Every woman has them. When you know how to respond to them, you show her that you're not just another guy trying to win her over. You're the man who understands her like no one else. And believe me, that's powerful. So let's dive into these 7 hidden weaknesses and learn exactly how to use them to your advantage in the modern dating world. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just completed section 4 in the course, and these insights aren't shared anywhere else. It's easy to access with multiple secure payment options. There are only 5 discounted slots remaining using the promo code. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or check the link in the description to enroll now before the offer is gone. 1. Her fear of being vulnerable. Women are constantly battling the fear of vulnerability. It's something they deal with on a daily basis, and it often goes unnoticed. While they may appear confident, independent, and emotionally strong, the truth is that deep down, many women fear being too open with the people they care about. This fear can stem from past experiences, whether it's a broken heart, betrayal, or a fear of rejection. They want to connect, but the thought of exposing their true emotions scares them. This weakness shows up in small ways. She may push you away when things get too close. She'll test you to see how far you'll go before you pull back. It's her way of protecting herself. But here's the secret. If you can recognize this fear and meet it with understanding and patience, you become the one man who doesn't scare her off. The key is to show her that you're trustworthy. When she sees that you won't run at the first sign of weakness or emotional depth, she'll start to let her guard down. But be careful. Women have a keen sense of when you're trying too hard or playing games. Stay genuine, stay calm, and be the man who doesn't shy away from the emotional depth she's afraid to show. Most guys make the mistake of pushing her further away when she pulls back. They get frustrated, not understanding why she's not ready to open up. But this is where you need to step up and show strength. You don't have to chase her, but you do need to create a safe space for her to feel comfortable being herself. When you do, you'll earn her trust in a way few men ever will, and that trust is the foundation for something deeper. So remember, her fear of vulnerability is a window of opportunity. Instead of backing off when she pulls away, step forward with understanding. That's when you'll see her slowly begin to open up in ways you've never experienced before. But it takes patience. And it takes the ability to read between the lines of her actions. Be the man who's not intimidated by her emotional walls. That's the man who'll win her heart. 2. Her need for emotional validation. No matter how independent a woman may seem, she still craves emotional validation. This is one of the most powerful yet overlooked weaknesses in the modern dating world. Women, like everyone else, want to be seen for who they are, not just for their looks or their social status, but for their emotional depth. They need to feel understood, appreciated, and most importantly, emotionally supported. Men often miss this because they focus too much on the surface, trying to impress, buying gifts, or doing things they think will win her over. But here's the problem. Those things don't satisfy her deep need for emotional connection. She wants someone who gets her on a deeper level, someone who recognizes when she's not okay, even when she says she is. She wants to feel that her feelings matter to you, that you can truly see her, and when she doesn't get that, she'll withdraw. When a woman shares something personal, she's not just talking for the sake of it, she's looking for validation. She wants you to recognize the significance of what she's telling you. It's not just about agreeing with her or giving advice. It's about showing her you hear her, you respect her feelings, and you value her perspective. This is where so many men get it wrong. They either try to fix things too quickly, or they don't offer enough emotional support, leaving her feeling invisible. Imagine this. She's had a bad day at work, and she opens up to you about it. What do you do? If you immediately offer solutions, tell her to get over it, or ignore her feelings, you're making a huge mistake. Instead, listen actively. Nod when she talks. Offer reassuring words, but don't interrupt her or try to solve her problem right away. Show her that you understand her frustration. This kind of emotional validation builds trust, deepens attraction, and strengthens your bond with her. But there's a balance here. Emotional validation doesn't mean constantly giving in to her every whim or agreeing with everything she says. It's about being the man who shows empathy and is emotionally intelligent enough to understand what she needs in any given moment. If she's upset, acknowledge it. If she's excited, match her energy. If she's confused or unsure, offer her clarity, without rushing to give her the answers she might not be ready to hear yet. This is where the game changes for men who get it right. Instead of trying to play the role of the tough guy or the guy who thinks he has all the answers, you become the one who's truly emotionally available. And that's incredibly rare in the dating world today. Women are used to men who don't listen, who don't validate their feelings, and who think they can win her over with empty gestures. When you offer real emotional validation, you stand out. You become the one she turns to when she needs someone to lean on, and that's a position of immense power. So remember, it's not about grand gestures or flashy moves. It's about showing up for her emotionally, day in and day out. This is a weakness many women try to hide because they want to be strong, but deep down, they crave that emotional connection. Be the man who offers it, and you'll be the one who earns her deepest respect and affection. 3. Her desire for certainty and security. Every woman, no matter how confident or independent, has a deep-rooted desire for certainty and security in her relationships. It's an often unspoken need, but it's crucial to her emotional well-being. Women want to feel safe in their relationships. Not just physically safe, but emotionally and mentally safe as well. They want to know that the man they're with is someone who can provide stability, someone who can offer a clear vision of the future and a sense of reliability. This need for security is tied to many things, like past experiences, societal expectations, and her own emotional wiring. Women want to feel that the relationship they're in isn't just a passing phase, that you're in it for the long haul. She needs to feel like she's with someone who can weather life's storms, someone who won't bail when things get tough. When a woman feels uncertain about the future of a relationship, it creates anxiety and doubt, and it weakens her attraction. The foundation starts to crack, and even if she doesn't show it on the surface, it starts to erode her feelings. For men, this means one thing: consistency. Consistency is the ultimate weapon when it comes to providing that emotional security. If you're reliable, dependable, and you show her through your actions that she doesn't have to worry about whether or not you're going to be there, you'll start to break down her defenses. Women are more attracted to men who give them certainty. When she's unsure, she'll start to pull away, looking for answers outside of the relationship. But when she's confident in your commitment and your ability to lead, she'll stop looking for security elsewhere. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect. In fact, showing vulnerability can enhance your sense of security. Women want to know that you're not a robot, that you have your own struggles and fears. but they need to see how you handle them. Do you fold under pressure, or do you stand tall and face the challenge head-on? Are you the man who stands by her side, or are you the type who disappears when things get difficult? Your actions in these moments are what will either build or destroy her sense of security. The tricky part here is that while women want certainty, they also want the feeling of being cherished and valued. It's a balance of being emotionally present while also giving them room to be their true selves. It's about showing her that your commitment isn't just about being physically available, it's about being mentally and emotionally available too. When a woman senses that you are someone who provides certainty without being overbearing, she'll feel like she can relax and invest her energy into the relationship. You'll become her anchor, the man she can count on. So, what does this mean for you as a man? It means that stability and security should be a cornerstone of your approach. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a clear direction in life, who aren't constantly swayed by external circumstances. They want someone who can lead them through the ups and downs of life, not someone who is unpredictable or unstable. If you can provide this emotional security and certainty, you'll see her trust and attraction to you grow exponentially. Remember, the key to this is consistency. It's not about making grand gestures or overwhelming her with promises. It's about being present, reliable, and steady. And when she sees that you are the man who provides this stability, she'll be drawn to you in ways that go beyond the surface level. This is one of the most powerful and often overlooked weaknesses that women have, their desire for certainty and security, and it's one that you can easily meet if you approach it with the right mindset. 4. Her craving for emotional excitement. No matter how steady and secure a relationship feels, women crave emotional excitement. It's a hidden need that runs deep, even in the most calm and collected women. Predictability can feel safe, but after a while, it starts to feel like suffocation. Women do not want a man who's boring, who lives inside a tiny emotional box, and who never shakes things up. They crave adventure, unpredictability, and emotional highs that make them feel alive. This doesn't mean you have to be reckless, dramatic, or play stupid games. It simply means you must understand how powerful emotional variety is to a woman's heart. If a woman can predict exactly how every interaction with you will feel, she will eventually start to lose interest. She'll start searching for that emotional excitement elsewhere, through social media, friends, distractions, or even other men. Women want to feel those butterflies, that rush of emotion, that slight uncertainty about what's coming next. It's not the kind of insecurity that makes them fearful. It's the kind of energy that makes them feel passionate, alive, and connected. Men who master emotional excitement understand the art of pulling back sometimes, surprising her other times, being funny when she expects you to be serious, being bold when she expects you to be reserved. They know how to create a roller coaster of experiences that keep her emotionally hooked without ever needing to manipulate or play childish games. One of the ways to inject emotional excitement is by keeping a little mystery alive. Not revealing everything about yourself too soon, not always responding the same way. Sometimes you give her extra attention. Sometimes you pull back and focus on your mission. Sometimes you make spontaneous plans. Other times you leave room for her to wonder what you're up to. This slight unpredictability is thrilling to a woman. It's not about making her insecure. It's about making her feel something strong when she's around you. Another simple but powerful tool is teasing. Gentle teasing creates emotional spikes without negativity. It shows you're confident, playful, and not afraid to challenge her a little. When you tease her lightly and then shift back to serious, meaningful conversations, you create emotional contrast. That contrast is addictive. It's what keeps her checking her phone wondering when you'll text again. It's what keeps her smiling at her screen when she sees your name pop up. Understand this. Emotional excitement is the fuel for emotional attachment. If a woman feels stagnant with you, it doesn't matter how much she respects or cares for you, her desire will start to die. But if you can keep her emotions engaged, if you can keep surprising her, challenging her, and making her feel something new around you, she will stay hooked in ways you can't imagine. Most men fall into the trap of thinking once they get the girl, the work is done. That's the fastest road to boredom and disconnection. You have to continue to be the man who challenges her, intrigues her, and makes her emotional world unpredictable in the best way. Emotional excitement is a hidden weakness women won't admit, but it's one they feel deeply. And when you become the man who supplies it, you become the man she can't walk away from. 5. Her vulnerability to attention from high-value men. Women are extremely sensitive to the kind of attention they receive, especially from men they perceive as high value. Attention from just any man doesn't mean much to her. In fact, it often feels like noise. But when a man she respects, admires, or finds attractive shows interest in her, it hits her differently. It penetrates deeper into her emotions, whether she admits it or not. A high-value man isn't just about looks or money, it's about presence, confidence, ambition, and the ability to stand out from the crowd. It's the way he carries himself, the way he speaks, and the way he demands respect without ever asking for it. When this type of man gives a woman focused attention, it shakes her. It gets under her skin and lingers in her mind long after the interaction ends. This is why women will often keep thinking about that one guy who made them feel something different, even if it was just for a brief moment. She could be in a room full of men and feel absolutely nothing. But if one high-value man gives her a 5-second look, a genuine compliment, or an interesting challenge, she'll feel it in her chest. It's not just about validation. It's about being seen by someone she views as special. That kind of recognition is intoxicating to her. If you want to be that man, you need to understand how to position yourself correctly. You can't chase her. You can't smother her with compliments. High-value men never look desperate. They are selective with their energy. When they do give attention, it feels rare and meaningful. That's what makes it powerful. You have to become a man whose time, energy, and approval mean something. You have to be the guy who women feel honored to even get a moment from, not the guy who's handing out attention like free samples at a grocery store. One powerful move is to combine attention with indifference. Give her just enough attention to make her feel noticed, but not enough that she feels she has you. Compliment her once, then act like you have 100 other things going on. Smile at her, hold eye contact longer than most men would dare, and then turn your focus back to your purpose. This creates tension. This creates a desire in her to earn more of your attention. Another way to be the high-value man who affects women deeply is to always maintain an attitude of abundance. Act like you have options even if you don't. Not arrogance, just a quiet understanding that you are valuable and you don't need to beg for anyone's attention. Women are incredibly tuned in to the emotional state of men. They can smell desperation and they can feel when a man has options. When they sense you are a man in demand, your attention becomes a prize, not a consolation. Understand this. Women will never admit out loud how vulnerable they are to the attention of a high-value man. It's not something they broadcast, but it is real. If you can embody that level of presence, discipline, and self-respect, you will start to see women react to you differently. You won't have to chase them. They'll start chasing you. And it all starts with how you manage and deliver your attention. 6. Her need to feel chosen but not owned. Every woman has a hidden, burning need to feel like she was chosen. Not just available, not just convenient, but intentionally selected by a man who could have chosen anyone. She needs to feel special, like she stands out from the crowd. But here's the catch. She also fiercely resists feeling owned. The moment she feels like she's trapped, possessed, or suffocated, her desire to stay with you starts to die quietly inside her heart. Modern women are drawn to freedom. They want to be loved passionately, but still feel like they are independent. It's a constant, emotional balancing act that most men never fully understand. When a woman feels genuinely chosen by a strong man who isn't trying to cage her, she falls deeper than she ever thought possible. She doesn't just stay because she's supposed to. She stays because she wants to. You have to show her, not through words but through your behavior, that you could have picked anyone, but you decided to pick her. She has to feel that you see her value, that you appreciate her uniqueness, and that your attention is intentional, but at the same time you must not become clingy, controlling, or overbearing. You don't smother her light, you stand beside it and make it shine even brighter. This means trusting her enough to live her own life while still staying rooted in your own. It means not checking in on her every 5 minutes, not getting jealous when she's talking to other people, not making her feel like she's reporting to a boss. Instead, you carry yourself with a calm certainty that says, I chose you because I wanted to. But I'm not scared of losing you because I'm complete either way. Women respect a man who trusts himself enough to give her space. That trust shows power. It shows that you know your worth and that you're not desperate. And ironically, the more you make her feel free, the more she clings to you emotionally. When she realizes you're not trying to clip her wings, but to admire her as she flies, she binds herself to you voluntarily. One simple way to live this truth is to maintain your own passions, hobbies, and friendships outside of the relationship. A woman watches how you treat your own life. If you drop everything the moment she enters your world, she will lose respect for you. But if you keep pursuing your own growth while welcoming her into your already thriving life, she'll feel honored, not trapped. Another key is your emotional tone. When you talk to her, speak from a place of appreciation, not ownership. Tell her, I admire the way you, instead of, you have to. Praise what you enjoy about her, but don't demand she behave a certain way to keep you happy. Remember this, choosing a woman without trying to own her creates a powerful emotional loyalty. She will feel chosen, seen, and valued, but she will also feel free. And that rare combination will make you the man she refuses to ever walk away from. 7. Her fear of emotional investment. Without guarantees. One of the most critical yet hidden weaknesses in women's emotional world is the fear of investing deeply without knowing the outcome. Women are deeply emotional beings, and they naturally invest in relationships with their heart, mind, and soul. But the truth is, they fear investing too much without a guarantee of it being returned. They worry about giving their all, only to find out that the man they gave it to isn't as emotionally invested, or worse, isn't truly in it for the long haul. This is especially true in today's dating culture where the lines between casual and serious can be blurry. Women want to feel secure in the emotional connection they're building, but without clear signs of commitment or stability, they hesitate to open up completely. It's not that they're playing games, it's that they're protecting themselves from heartbreak, disappointment, and betrayal. They don't want to give their heart to a man who might not value it or stick around when things get tough. To address this, a man must give her emotional security without suffocating her. You need to show through your actions that you're in this for the long term. This doesn't mean pressuring her into a commitment too soon, but it does mean showing consistency, reliability, and genuine care over time. Trust is built not just through words, but through continuous, dependable actions. If you say you care, your actions must align with those words. Consistency is the key. Women are more likely to invest emotionally if they see that you're invested in them. This doesn't mean you have to be at their beck and call, but it does mean showing up when it counts. Being consistent in your intentions, your actions, and the way you treat her shows her that you are someone who can be relied upon. Over time, she'll begin to trust you with more of her heart, and that's when the deeper emotional connection can form. The next part of the puzzle is making her feel secure without putting unnecessary pressure on the relationship. Women don't need constant reassurance, but they need to know that you're on the same page. If you're just casually dating, be upfront about it, and don't lead her to believe you want more than what you're offering. If you are serious, show that through your actions. Invest in the relationship, but without rushing things. Sometimes simply letting her know that you care about her future with you, without demanding immediate answers, is enough to put her mind at ease. It's also crucial to create an environment where she feels safe expressing her feelings and concerns. Many women pull back emotionally if they sense that opening up will make them vulnerable or rejected. But if you create space for her to express herself without judgment or dismissal, she'll begin to trust you more and open up at a deeper level. This emotional safety net is key to building a long-lasting connection. Here's where men often make mistakes. They don't understand how much women value emotional stability. They can get frustrated by a woman's hesitations or reluctance to fully invest, but they forget that emotional investment requires a solid foundation of trust. Women can't fully give their heart to a man if they're unsure about the future or if they think they're only a temporary option. To make her feel safe in investing emotionally, you have to demonstrate stability, commitment, and genuine care over time. In the end, the fear of emotional investment without guarantees is one of the strongest, yet quietest weaknesses in women's emotional lives. But by showing her that you're emotionally available, consistent, and transparent about your intentions, you can win her heart in a way that feels safe and secure for her. Once she feels that emotional safety with you, her investment in the relationship will deepen naturally, and she will be yours for the long term. Understanding these hidden weaknesses in women is key to navigating modern relationships successfully. Men who can recognize and address these emotional triggers will naturally become more attractive and emotionally magnetic. The key is not to manipulate, but to connect deeply by respecting her fears, desires, and needs. When you demonstrate value, consistency, and emotional security, you build trust and genuine attraction. Never underestimate the power of understanding the emotional landscape a woman is navigating. Master these dynamics, and you'll not only be more attractive but also more respected and appreciated in your relationships. If you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. Only 5 discounted slots remain, and it's easy to enroll with secure payment options. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today.